Welcome to Educeri Lessons. I'm going to be covering how to use Zoom to teach Educeri lessons by sharing your screen and a couple of other tips that can help your lesson go perfectly online. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at Educeri, and we're going to find the lesson we want to teach. I'm going to go ahead and pick Identify the place and value of digits in a 3-digit number. Now we already know by teaching Educeri that we click on the lesson. We have the lesson player ready to show the lesson. We have a student handout that we could download. Typically in the classroom we can print it out and they can follow along, but now we got to make sure that we have this available to them digitally so that they can print it, or they can use some kind of technology to annotate on the document to follow along. Okay, so first thing we're going to want to do here to get ready to teach is we want to download the student handout. Take that file and then you upload it to Google Drive, because it'll be nice and easy for us to add the file during our Zoom teaching using the built-in Google Drive integration. Alright, so let's go to Zoom. Let's pretend we want to start teaching now. We go to host a meeting with video on. It's always nice to show a face to your students. I'm going to go ahead and select video on. We're going to wait for Zoom to open. Now I have my Zoom meeting started. I can now start to invite all of my students by email, or maybe they're already contacts on my list. Before I start teaching, my recommendation is to get them the documents that they need to follow along via the student handout. Okay, so I will go to chat, and on chat you'll have a file button. All you have to do is click on Google Drive, which is kind of weird. They have the icon for OneDrive here and the icon for Google Drive there. So let's guess which one is it. Let's go with the word Google Drive. Okay, and so we are now connected. Now, if you've never connected before, you'll have to go through a little bit of a connect process, which you just saw me go through. And so now I'm going to go through my files and find the lesson that I just downloaded. I type in the word place into the filter, and you can see immediately that the place and value lesson does pop up. So I'll go ahead and click on it. I will make sure that this is visible for all, and then I will choose it. Now when we go back to our Zoom, you will see that in the chat bar is this PDF, and if a student opens up the chat bar, they will now be able to just click on this button and download the PDF. Now here's a great part. Now that you have shared it through Google Drive, when you click on the open with and you get different options, DocHub is a great resource to open it up into an environment where the student can now annotate the document by entering text over the document, by using a free-flowing pen over the document, and by highlighting certain parts of the document. So while you're teaching, they could be annotating along with you. And it has a nice panel of buttons up here that they can use. Here's that freehand. Here's the highlighter. And here is how we enter text. So they can reply to their answers. They can then save this document, or this document's already auto-saved, and you can take a look at their document after they're all done with it. They can rename it so that they can put their own name on the document as well, or they could type in their name on the document as well. So this is a very cool tool to use when you upload a file through Google Drive. They open up with DocHub. Okay, but all that's left is for us to start teaching. So we come to our Zoom meeting, and the last thing we need to do is just share our screen. We share the screen that has Educeri opened, which is for me the same exact screen. Now I know my screen is being shared because I have this green bar around my screen, and when I open up this Educeri lesson, my students see this whole screen. And if I go widescreen, now all they can see is just this screen, limited distractions. Now if they have a camera and they have a whiteboard at home, the 5 in 252 has the value of 50. So you can still check for understanding with some simple tools. Alright, so let's recap. You go to your Educeri lesson as usual. You download the student handout. Then you upload it to a Google Drive account. Then you start your Zoom meeting. Once you start your Zoom meeting, you open up your chat, click on File. Don't get fooled by the icon pictures. Click on the words Google Drive. Find the file that you are going to share with them by searching for it quickly. Click on this. Make sure it's visible for all. Click Choose. Then you get the PDF to appear in the chat bar so that everyone attending can come and see this PDF. They click on it, they download it, they can either print it or open with DocHub. You go back to your screen share button and make sure you hit that share screen button. You'll see the green rectangle outline the part of your screen that is being shared. And then you open up your Educeri lesson and start teaching as usual. Students, read with me. Ready? Read. We will identify the place and value of digits in a 3-digit number. And then you continue your lesson. Okay, well, I hope that this answers questions for you. If you guys have any more questions, just send an email to info@educeri.com. We're happy to support you guys however we can with different ideas of how we can make sure that we are still teaching students new information through distance learning or remote learning.